All right, well, what up, everyone? It's the NFL Fantasy Today show. It's Thursday. We got a decent NFC West divisional game. It's week 4. Hopefully, you've been watching us and you're 3-0, 2-1. And if you're 0-3, you haven't been watching. We are going to break down lots of stuff today. We're going to use Brian's model, check out the slate, do some injury stuff. But first, what's going on, everyone? Jason, what's cooking?
Not too much. Niners 3-0 though. Take it. Despite a litany of more injuries, but hey, 3-0, we'll take it.
Brian, it's been a while.
2 days in a week, it might be too much. I don't know if I have anything new to say.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Not a lot's happened since Tuesday, but I like doing that Tuesday pod. It's a nice gap in between that Sunday, but Thursday leaves us a little bare. So, Jason, you're going to be carrying the show this week. Any big injuries in the last day or two that have kind of jumped out? There's a lot of guys kind of missing practice and stuff, but
yeah. Speaking of the Niners, it always goes back to the Niners, right? Well, Ricky Pearsall missed practice yesterday. He was back on the field for practice this afternoon, which is a great sign. Obviously, Niners are very banged up at wide receiver right now. So yeah, getting him on back in the field, and sounds like he's on track to play on Sunday and continue doing what he's been doing. Juwan Jennings, though, still not on the field for practice. Not trending well, but they did also get Demarcus Robinson activated from suspension. So I would be leaning to expect to see him play at least to some degree on Sunday against the Jaguars.
Okay. Yeah, Brian, it's a little niche, but the Niners feel like they always play at 4:00, and it's a real problem for their injuries because, you got Juwan Jennings. You don't really want to start him if he's questionable because then, you got to wait till that 4 and you might be screwed with your subs. You don't think about that when you're drafting at all, eh? Like time slates, or maybe if you look, maybe when team's playing a lot of Sunday nights, maybe you try and maybe avoid them.
I don't. That's to me overthinking.
Yeah. Okay.
The difficult part is trying to predict them, and project them, because I don't know right now if Juwan's playing. I have him playing, but that could easily be wrong. It's just hard to predict that stuff when you're doing the projections early on.
So Jason, and then Brock Purdy, looks like I thought he was going to play last week, but so he's really going to play this week.
I actually did not think he was going to play last week. I thought they were going to hold him out more so. The fact he was limited in practice was encouraging, but it was always, at minimum a 1 to 3 week injury, if not the initial 2 to 5 timeline. So him getting back on the field was encouraging, but I felt like they were always going to hold him out to not damage him long term. But yeah, definitely sounds like he's trending towards playing this week. Brian, to go back to your question really quick, or go back to your answer really quick. Actually, the Niners announced last week, in the morning, that Juwan Jennings wasn't going to play. Or it wasn't going to play. So that news actually broke fairly early, around 11 o'clock Eastern, despite having a 4:25 game. So I guess they're trying to be a little more transparent about the injury report after being investigated last year.
Yeah, it was a big problem. Okay, let's stay on the Niners. So CMC looks great. He's a target machine. I think, Brian, on your model, you had Mac Jones really high. That's the only M Jones, right?
Yeah, it's mostly just whoever is going to be starting this week for San Francisco at QB is going to be high. At the moment, I just have Mac in there because I'm not positive. I still have Mariota, I think, starting as well. I'm not positive, but I think it's pretty much it's the Vegas number, and Vegas knows better than me. Maybe it's Purdy, and Purdy should just replace that Mac spot right there.
It's not as big a jump to Purdy Mac versus to Mariota to Daniels, right? That flips everything. Yeah. Okay, Jason, any word on Kittle? I got him in a couple leagues. Is there bye week 5?
No, they have a Thursday game week 5, but he's on short-term IR, so he's out for that game no matter what.
Okay, but do we think week 6?
Week 6, I would be hopeful, considering they're going to have the extra layoff, and that will be his first game eligible to be back, and I would presume at this point that he would be back, but I have not seen any true updates on George Kittle.
Okay. So one of the things, we'll do a little try segment here. Me and Brian were talking about Trey Benson. Brian loves Trey Benson. We had James Conner get out, right? And then so Benson's now the bell cow. People were saying Conner might be back by the end of the season, Jason. Did you see any of that? People were saying stash him in the IR, don't drop him?
No. I saw season-ending ankle surgery. And, it was just, at that point, too, you got to remember he's also an older back at this point, and he's also had a lot of mileage, a lot of injuries. It's going to probably take a lot. But I don't see it. It was a pretty nasty injury, and Again, with a guy who's had the injury history he's had, I would tend to doubt it.
Okay, cool. So remember, make sure anybody watching, right? If you're on Twitter, jump over to YouTube. Mr. Magic, I see your question. We'll get to questions in a few minutes. Ideally, I'd like to let them build up a bit, get the flow going. But Brian, what else? Sorry, Jason, what else we got? We had Mike Evans, right? You kind of jinxed him. He said on our Sunday show, you'd never bet against him, and now he's out 4 weeks, and he will not make his 1,000 yards.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Mike Evans this year. He suffered a hamstring strain in the win over the Jets. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. And another team, who's also banged up receivers, the Bucks. If you think about it, now that Evans is out, so Emeka Buka likely slides into that number 1 role. Obviously, you won't be able to pick him up. The guy who low key, snagged this weekend is Sterling Shepard. Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan are out still.
Godwin's going to play.
Oh, is he actually going to play this week?
Right. I think he's practicing full. I think he's going to play.
He's practicing. I have him in. I'm not positive. I think he's still questionable, but leaning towards in.
Yeah. So even still, if you're in a pinch, like Sterling Shepard's actually kind of a nice play this week, but only if you're in a pinch.
Well, we saw last year when like Evans, Godwin went out, Kate Otten stepped up. What do you think? Maybe Kate Otten has a tight end stream?
I would.
Let's say it's Godwin's out.
I wouldn't disagree with it either. I mean, it seems like, Philly's at least, given up something to tight ends early on this year defensively. So, why not? Somebody's got to get targets and take on that target share, because the Bucks, they haven't run the ball extremely well yet. Like, we haven't seen that massive Bucky Irving game. Rashad White had a big Monday night game, but like Bucky hasn't popped off entirely. So that passing game is still the big focal point for them. So somebody's got to take on Mike Evans' share.
Yeah, and then we're still waiting for Tristan Wirfs to get back, right? He's probably is he a tackle? He's one of the best linemen in the league, right? He'll single-handedly probably improve Bucky's yards per run almost a yard. Brian loves it Brian loves stat correcting me. Okay, Brian, so let's Tampa Philly game quickly. So I think their secondary's banged up. All they have is Quinyon Mitchell.
I think Cooper's still playing.
Okay. I was heard they're on their 4th or 5th, like a corner or something.
They are cycling through cornerback 2s.
Okay.
So Quinyon's one outside, Cooper's the nickel, and their second outside corner has just been terrible, no matter who plays. So that's one to maybe target. It's just a lot of the times they almost do right-left, I think, for corner. So it just depends who the opposing team wants to line up.
But so Godwin, right? I got him in a couple leagues. Would you guys start him? Let's say if it's Godwin, your wide receiver 3, and it's Kayshon Boutte, Cedric Tillman, that area, maybe Keon Coleman. Jason, sorry, what would you do?
I would still probably go with Keon Coleman, especially this weekend against the Saints.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid playing Godwin. I just think coming off an injury like this, you don't know how banged up he is. You don't know if he's just trying to play because Evans is out. I would maybe even play Sterling Shepard over Godwin this week, just because I know he's healthy. I know nothing's like they could slow play him back. He could be on a snap count. It's something I don't like to mess with if I don't have to.
Yeah, that's smart. Okay, Jason, what any other injuries we got? There's a bunch I sent you. So.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I wrote about all of them. I was going to say though, just go back to Tristan Wirfs. Wirfs actually did practice in full today, so that's maybe a good sign that he could back today, which could help the run game. Back to the wide receiver position. At least, Terry McLaurin hurt quad and is seeking a second opinion. So I would say that leaves his status very much in doubt for week 4 against Atlanta. Deebo Samuel will assume wide receiver 1 duties again. And while he's likely unavailable and Noah Brown is still dealing with a groin injury, Luke McCaffrey and Jalen Lane will probably take over that target share. But, if you look at what they did on Sunday against a not so great Raiders team, I would probably steer clear of those two because they seem like they're only like touchdown or bust.
Yeah. Now, maybe if Daniels came back, you might try one of them. Okay. What else we got?
Let's see. What position do you want? Because we have a lot. Well, actually, we avoided quarterbacks this week, but I guess we'll go stay at receiver. CeeDee Lamb suffered a sprained ankle on a very inexplicable play call from the Dallas Cowboys, handing him the ball in the backfield. No, CeeDee Lamb is on a wide back, but he's expected to miss at least the next 2 games with a sprained ankle. Obviously, a massive loss for Dallas, especially going into this weekend with Micah Parsons returning to town. So George Pickens will take over the wide receiver 1 duties there. Another that should also up Jake Ferguson's fantasy value a little bit, although he's been getting targeted quite a bit the last couple of weeks. The other guy you could definitely look at is Kevontae Turpin. Turpin, the last 2 weeks, has had at least 7.8 fantasy points, which is definitely good for wide receiver 2 flex value.
Yeah, I think he had a career high snap share too. Did Lamb avoid the short-term IR? Do we know that? Okay,
yeah, he's not.
I got him in 2-3 leagues.
I have CeeDee Lamb and James Conner on one team.
Well, that sucks.
That's a tough break. And I still almost won my matchup.
Brian, where are you with that Dallas wide receiver, right? Because Pickens, he's not really a volume-based wide receiver 1. So they got Jalen Tolbert, Kevontae Turpin. Do one of them jump out to you?
I mean, Turpin's more like your gadget guy, so he's going to have touches if you're in a super deep league and you just need somebody who will at least get the ball probably 5 times in that game. Some of it might be reverse, etc. Whoever that guy was that had return yards, Turpin's your guy. Maybe that was 2 weeks ago. Ferguson, I think, is the guy. He was heavily targeted last week. He had like 14 targets, 13 catches. I just think he's kind of he's Dak's safety option, and especially with CD out, he's the safest player. Pickens, he's just so volatile. He could go off and just be the man, or he could get annoyed. I don't know, maybe like somebody slaps him in the face. I don't know. He's just like, seems a little soft mentally, and it just gets in his head a little bit.
And with Dallas checked out on the season, I think he's more likely to just do something stupid.
I have a question for you guys. Would you get crazy here and double flex 2 tight ends if you have them in Kraft and Ferguson this week?
Yeah, I'd love to Kraft against Dallas, obviously.
Yes,
same game. Yeah, probably Dallas is gonna be playing from behind. Yeah, I would definitely look at that.
I mean, I have to do it, and I have an auction league that I went like stars and scrubs, and 2 of my better players are tight ends, so I have to do it there.
Yeah, I have them on a dynasty team, and I'm like literally thinking about doing that.
So this goes to my favorite question: which one would you rather have? Kraft, right? Brian, your whole thing point total. That spread's got to be what, Packers by like 8.5. Would you rather be on the Kraft side where it's more they're going to put up points, or the Ferguson side where they're going to be chasing?
Ooh, I mean, I'm pretty sure Kraft came in significantly higher. I'm just looking now. Actually, no, Ferguson came in higher just because of the. I was priming a different question, but I have Ferguson higher. I think that target share is going to be way higher. Kraft has gotten a 20% target share, which on that team is very good, but like I think Ferguson could be close to 25-30% target share, and just due to the offense. Like Packers, yeah, they have some injuries, but they still have so many weapons. They always spread the ball around. Dak tends to kind of over-target 1 or 2 people, and if Ferguson's the guy, he's going to over-target him.
Okay. Jason, what else we got?
Yeah, that was my question for that one. Like I said, I have both on a dynasty team, and I was thinking about it's like, do I flex both? But I also have like 4 elite running backs.
Injuries though. Let's wrap these up so we can preview Thursday night.
Okay, so back to the running back position. So Zach Charbonnet missed. Speaking of Thursday and relevant games, he missed Sunday's game with a foot injury. Obviously, Seahawks didn't entirely need him. They ran that game out pretty fast. He is expected to play tonight, so we'll be back backing up Kenneth Walker. And before he got hurt, they were saying he was still going to be increasing his share. So I'm curious to see what happens between him and Kenneth Walker tonight.
Yeah, he's been out carrying Walker in the 2 games, but I don't think you can start him. I mean, his yards per carry, I think he had 15 carries for 10 yards or 10 carries for 15 yards in week 2. And Arizona is actually really good against the run somehow. So I would not be starting Charbonnet. I'm even thinking about not starting Walker. But
they did hold Christian McCaffrey at only 52 rushing yards. So
Yeah, they're sneaky good defending the run. Okay, what? Anything else?
Yeah, we've got So it was a laundry list this week, and it literally took 2 days because it was causing headaches. But Tyrone Tracy suffered a dislocated shoulder on Sunday night and on the opening drive of the Giants loss to the Chiefs. He's expected to miss at least 2 to 4 weeks. So that means it's I don't want to celebrate. I don't celebrate people's injuries, but it is Cam Scatteraboo season. And if you guys know me, I will advocate for Cam Scatteraboo anytime.
He essentially just got traded for Kyron Williams in one of my big money leagues today.
Wow.
And there's a lot of talk about collusion and idiocy and vetoing, but we are a no veto league. Okay, cool. Anything else? Let's get on to Thursday if we can.
I think we can just move on to Thursday at this point.
Okay, maybe we'll talk about some arbitrarily. The other, I guess, big news, Brian. So we got Russell Wilson being benched for Jackson Dart. Everyone thought that was inevitable, but Wilson put up that 450 in week 2. How does your model change with Dart versus Wilson? Like, where do you got him running? How much you got him running the ball?
Like I just kind of took an average of like QBs. I think he's around. It's probably like a 15 to 20% rush share. Like Lamar and Fields and like the top guys are like 25 to 30% normally. Your Pat Mahomes, Brock Purdy, like that level tends to be more like 15 to 20%. So I just kind of stuck him in that range.
So
we'll see.
But would you start him in a super flex league? Like, let's say, would you start him over Michael Penix, Trevor Lawrence? And you're playing the Chargers.
Probably not right now. I just want to see. Like, preseason means nothing to me, so I do want to see. If I'm desperate, sure. Like, if I'm in a super flex league and he's my second QB because I got Russell and him because I would just want to play it safe with knowing I would have 2, then yeah, I would play him. But like, I'd play him over any other flex position. I'm just not confident.
Okay. Jason, what if you had neighbors? Would that entice you at all to get that stack?
Yeah, it would definitely entice me to get that stack. Yeah, I would definitely go for it. It's something to me like it's one of those silly season ones that could be a league winner for you down the road. So yeah, I would definitely want to get Dart in a standard redraft or dynasty at this point, and have that stack with neighbors if you do have them. In terms of Lawrence, I actually think Lawrence is a sneaky good start this week for the Jags, and the reason being, they're playing the Niners. The Niners lost Nick Bosa for the year. Now the Niners have to rush the passer without him, and the last time whenever they miss him, they miss him. Like there's nobody who can really replace Nick Bosa. Even with some of these rookies right now. So I think Lawrence is actually a sneaky good start this week for a quarterback, and the Jaguars could put up some points. That game could actually be pretty high scoring.
Well, thank God. That makes me feel better about my Trevor Lawrence shares. Okay, let's get to a couple questions here. Mr. Magic, thank you for being patient. If I were to move Chase Brown and Pollard, which high-end running back do you think I could target? Cool question. So you're looking to go 2 for 1. I don't know, Brian. Who jumps out of here? Could you get Derrick Henry? Buy low on Henry, or is that probably a little too high?
You could try it. I mean, it depends how people feel about I'm pretty down on Chase Brown now after kind of seeing last week. Like, crazy take. I think Trey Benson might be better than him rest of the season. But both of those running backs are pretty safe. That's the one thing I'll say is, like, you can count on their workload week in, week out. Just they both have a strong hold on that top running back position. So I would need I'd need to go big game hunting. Josh Jacobs, I think, might be a solid person to go after. His numbers just look great. He hasn't quite he had the one big week and has been a little quieter. So I think maybe now's the time to strike on that. I'd say probably Josh Jacobs is the main guy to go after.
Okay, it looks like he's a Bucs fan. Could you get Bucky Irving?
I prefer Josh Jacobs.
Okay, because I mean Chase Brown went for about what Chase Brown went around where Bucky went in drafts, right? So people like to stick to those. So it's like a free Pollard. But yeah, right. But maybe aim high, start really high with a couple, and then if they don't get rejected, drop a tier. Jason, anyone you got? CMC?
No, not quite. I don't think anybody CMC owners are trading them at this point. I would say Jacobs too is the guy that pops out to me. Maybe you can buy low. Maybe I think everybody's still really high on him despite the current case of fumbleitis, which is very uncharacteristic for him. He's gonna break that at some point and get back to being him.
Yeah, he's gonna have a big game versus KC, who's now bad versus the run again. Okay, Matt Carmody, 14 team half PPR, pick 2 from the dollar menu. We got Charbonnet, Dontavian Wicks, Ty Thornton, Travis Hunter, Keishon Butte. 2-point bonuses for 40-yard TDs. Okay, I don't know. Well, I guess Saquon Thornton might, but with Xavier Worthy playing, I don't know. What are we? Jason, I'll start with you. Anyone jump out at you? Must play.
I think with Jaden Reed out, I think Dontavian Wicks is actually must play right now, especially against that Cowboys secondary. They can't stop anything. They have no pass rush. I think a lot of those they're giving up over 30 points a game in their last 2. They gave up 24 in their first one. I think, and Jordan Love absolutely cooked them the last time he played in that stadium. So I feel like Wicks is a sneaky good play this week, and I feel like you got to just, even with Worthy back, I think you got to give Tyquan Thornton that shot again. Mahomes targeted him 9 times last week. Clearly trust him to a degree. So I would actually go with Tyquan Thornton.
Okay, Brian.
I mean, yeah, I have the same guys. I think Wicks and Thornton are the plays. I think Worthy, I think if he plays, it's almost just like a body out there. I wouldn't expect him to get a normal target share that he deserves. He's supposed to still wear a harness. Like, I don't know how much movement you're going to have, how much extension you're going to have with the arms. That scares me. So I do still like Tyquan Thornton.
Okay, so but yeah, playing matchups because Ravens, everyone thought would have a good D, but they're getting lit up. Marlon Humphrey is getting just destroyed. So yeah, Mahomes, yeah, if he can air it out. Plus, I think Baltimore is probably going to be angry after losing that game. They might go up big on KC. So yeah, okay, Wicks and Thornton. Wicks is tough because everyone's predicting the Matthew Golden breakout, but that might just
hold on. Speaking of which, in that game with the Chiefs game, I want to make sure we get to this question too. It was one that was asked us on Twitter. It was from Carter_patch19. Thank you for this question, by the way. Patrick Mahomes or Bo Nix this week? Both guys have very favorable matchups.
Brian, I weighed in pre-show, so
I think it's Patrick. I don't think it's. I guess it is. My rankings have them back to back at 5 and 6, but I think it's Patrick. I just trust him more. I think he's getting a weapon back. I just said he was hurt, but I just think another person to kind of at least take bodies away so you're not just – I just trust him more. And I don't really think Nix has done too much so far this season. The defense has kind of carried that team.
In running game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mahomes is easy. Mahomes start for me. I mean,
I with you guys, it's Mahomes for sure for me.
All right,
with that said, I do have them 5 and 6. So I think they're both
crazy.
Very solid starts.
Seems crazy at Nick's that high, but we have learned. Don't discount the model. Okay, Jorge, Senior TD. I don't know why it's in brackets, but whatever. Okay, what up, gents? Got a trade offer. Jamar Chase for my Ibuka and Golden. Your thoughts? Thank you. I don't know. What do you do here? Jason, I'll lead with you. Chase, who had first overall in most leagues. Ibuka, who's about to get a jump, and Golden, who everyone loved. 2 rookies for the stud.
I'm actually taking the stud here. I still believe in Jamar Chase. They're going to get some easier matchups along the way. They don't have to play the Vikings anymore. They will have to play the Packers and the Lions at some point, which will be obviously difficult, and the Bears too. But I'm still taking Chase. At the end of the day, he's still going to get targeted like 10 plus times a week, and still won't have to share most of it.
Yeah, I'd need to know more league size, also what your record is. Like, Brian, if it's a 10-team, 12-team, obviously you want Chase, right? But 14-team league, and let's say he's 1 and 2, right? Is it because Chase is playing at Denver? That's a Surtain tough game. Maybe do you take the immediate infusion with Ibuka because we know he's kind of a monster?
I just think this is your prototypical buy low, sell high on everybody. It doesn't really get that explains this trade, and I would take Chase in a heartbeat.
Chase in a heartbeat. Okay, yeah. So yeah, don't do it. Chase. Oh wait, you get Chase. Yes, yeah, get Chase. And then maybe Cincy Browning shits the bed and they trade for a veteran QB, right?
They should trade for Chase.
Yeah.
If they trade for Jameis, do you just win every league you have Chase in? Is there a point of playing the season?
Yeah, there'll be 30 touchdowns, 30 picks, and it'll be a great time for all.
Yeah.
And Chase won't lose points off the picks, so there's that.
Just for Chase, I'm talking. Mr. Madden, I can see Higgins be back too. Jennings or Ricky rest of the season? Oh, no brainer, right?
Ricky.
Jason, this is all you.
Ricky. It was Ricky going in. It's still Ricky after week 3, and it'll be Ricky all the way through.
What if, let's say, the injuries were flipped and Ricky had missed last week and Jennings had a really good game?
I'm still taking Ricky.
Ricky, no matter
what.
what.
He's to be their top wide receiver, and he is absolutely playing like it right now.
I can't believe I didn't get him anywhere.
It is Ricky, but I do think it's closer than people expect.
Oh, okay. Because,
I mean, okay, so Jennings was hurt. Ricky dominated. Jennings got hurt week 2, like at the end. Ricky dominated week 1. Jennings dominated week 2. I think Ricky is safer and the slightly better option. I just do think it is closer than everyone's kind of making it out to be.
Yeah, I love me some John Jennings. And yeah, the Niners, we don't really know what that offense is, right? They've had Mac Jones, they've had everybody in and out, so there's no real, and George Kittle out too. So
yeah, I might be slightly biased because I got him on every team super late, and he's just like the prototypical flex play that's just super comfy to start when he's healthy. So I love him.
Yeah, me too. Okay, Janky HD, gun in the picture. Okay, cool. T-Max, so Tetaroa or Trey Benson the flex. This is a classic Brian question. So yeah, it's going to be Tetaroa McMillan, right? There's no other T-Mac?
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah.
So McMillan was kind of missing practice. Coker is actually not going to be back. The Pat secondary is kind of crap. Maybe Christian Gonzalez back. Does any of that matter to you, Brian, or it's just Trey Benson?
It's just Trey Benson.
Okay. So let's talk. Go ahead, Jason.
No, sorry, it's Trey Benson for me too. Seattle's really struggled against the run, so yeah, it's Trey.
Not Benson. Really. They're top 7 against the run.
Are they?
Who's run against them? The blowout last week doesn't count. Okay. Did they play the Niners?
Yeah, we played them week 1.
Okay. I don't think CMC went crazy. Maybe catching the ball, but anyway. So Brian, let's Trey Benson. Let's talk him for a second because I got him in the league. I'm not starting him in my high stakes league, but that's because I have James Cook, Bucky Irving, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Right? You're not starting him over any of them, right?
I'll give you that.
Okay. What about Derrick Henry, Ken Walker, Chuba Hubbard?
Starting him over Hubbard. Derrick Henry, no. Who else?
Ken Walker.
Yeah, starting him over him.
All right.
I went running back 14. I expect him to be around running back 10 to 15 the rest of the season.
John, McCaffrey had 140 total yards from scrimmage against the Seahawks in week 1.
How many were receiving?
73.
Okay.
73, 69. So
yeah, I think from what I saw with the stats, it's like Seattle's good against the run, but running backs have done well against them, I think, through the past, if that makes sense.
Who did they play week 2?
Pittsburgh.
Okay. That was a Jalen Warren game, right? When he had that 60-yarder? Okay. Let's see where they are in this chart here. Seattle. So they're right in the middle. Decent pressure stuff in the run. Yeah, they're right in the middle. Okay, let's keep going here. Who we got tonight? Okay, Thursday night preview. Let's go. I mean, I can't imagine anyone's backing Kyler Murray, even though he's at home. He's a loser. Anyone? Kyler?
I know some people that are. I'm not one of them. Seahawks are 1.5-point favorites tonight. I think Seattle wins the game.
Yeah, Brian. Like, what would make you take Arizona just because everyone's off them? Because they've been playing really well.
I think you can get them at plus money. That might be the reason. A plus money home underdog. That would be the reasoning.
That is pretty good reasoning. Short week too. Okay, I mean, but that Seattle defense is for real. Witherspoon's I think is back. Right? They're gonna be able to pressure. They got no secondary. JSN's gonna go crazy. Your boy Torrey Horton looks good. He was playing a lot of the snaps last week.
Yep. Another receiving touchdown.
All right, they get Charbonnet back, so maybe I guess everyone's just going to be on Seattle, and that's why, because it's football.
I mean, JSN is, if people in your league don't value him as a top 5 receiver, trade for him.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered trying. Everyone knows I love JSN, and I'm gonna have to pay through the tooth. I said I didn't get him anywhere. It just didn't work out in my draft. I went Drake London instead. I don't know. I've been
Great move by you.
He's killing me. Hopefully there's a Drake London question here because I want to talk Atlanta. All right, Arthur Cirillo, Sharp, Juwan, or Godwin? Ooh, nice question. PPR with Sharp tonight. Who knows if Jennings or Godwin play or limited? That's true. Sharp the safe play. This is tough, right? The Thursday nighter, you got to make the call. Jason, what are you doing? Is that Tampa game at 1?
Oh yeah, Tampa game's early. Yeah, so that is a 1 o'clock game for me. I feel like you're kind of backed into a corner here, and you got to go Sharp if he's active.
Okay, yeah. Oh, Brian, you doing that? I saw his rushes at 40. One of my best bet was his under rushing yards because Darnold's not really checking it down. He's really going downfield, right? So him and Walker and Charbonnet were great last year with Geno using the running backs in the passing game, but this hasn't happened so far this season.
Charbonnet just feels like I'm going to get 8 points.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be happy about it. Like, it just really depends. Like, do you need a safe play? Are you projected to win? Then maybe go the safe play. If not, then I would wait. And you get a few options. It's you wait till the 1 o'clock game. And if Godwin plays, you put him in, or you wait till 4 p.m. If Juwan plays, you put him in. If you get screwed on all of it, maybe you pick up DeMarcus Robinson off the waiver wire right before that game and you start him.
Assuming you have someone to drop, but yeah, this is tough, man. I don't know. I just don't really love Charbonnet tonight, but he has been out carrying Ken Walker, and all he's got to do is get one goal line, right? Get just one carry inside the 1 or 2. I mean, we're not going to get a Godwin update or a Jennings update. Yeah, I think you probably got to play it safe, and then hopefully next week you're going to be good. But man, that's a tough bind because I just don't love Sharps this week, and he hasn't looked really good this season. So, and the O line's still terrible, but we know he will get work. So yeah,
it kind of always looks this way. It's like boring play, but they just keep giving him the ball. I guess he's dependable. I don't know. I'm not a football scout, but I feel like he's always kind of looked this way. He's had a similar role for the past year and a half, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, he was the RB1 week 15 last year. He knocked me out of the playoffs, so I will always.
Yeah, that's with Walker out.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But
with Walker in, he's like 6 to 10 points.
Yeah, but it's just the whole thing was Walker was supposed to be kind of the 1 to 2 first down back, and then Charles be the third down back passing down. But then Kenneth Walker had I think 55 receptions last year, so he really improved his dual threat ability. And then Charles looked better on the ground, so they're just alternating. So it's just like he doesn't really have a defined role other than 40% of the maybe 30-40% of the rushing. But it's all about goal line, right? And I think Walker's still going to be the better running back there. Okay, we got Jonathan San Diego. Very, very Spanish questions today. Maybe we're just locked into that, algo. If I don't want to get canceled. All right, trade Mason and Pickens. Do not trade Jordan Mason. Trade Mason and Pickens for Sutton and Ladd McConkey. Jason, I mean, this is buy low.
It's a buy low, but it's a no for me.
You're selling high in Pickens, right? The dream of, the CD out. Right?
I don't like Ladd is like to me just such a floor play, and his ceiling. It feels like all the big plays tend to go to QJ in that offense. I'm not saying he's not going to get more, and it is a buy low. I think you shouldn't have to give up that much to get Ladd, and I wouldn't give up that much.
Well, I mean, Ladd was a top 20 pick. I mean, he's elite as a rookie, and we know Keenan Allen. He's 33. Keenan Allen is getting hurt, like he's not playing the whole season, right? So. But I think Quentin Johnson and Keenan are both top 10 wide receivers right now. Like that is unsustainable, right? So like we know it is going to even out. So I do like buying low in Ladd, and Chargers are throwing for like 300 every game, but I'm just not trading Jordan Mason.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, it seems a little too steep for me to make this trade. I don't hate. Yeah, again, don't hate the idea. I love the idea of Pickens and somebody just because I don't like Pickens this game, but. I think you can try to maybe do your next best running back after Mason.
Yeah, maybe if you're stacked at running backs, right? You got elite ones and you're not deep. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, here's Jacobs, Mason, and Benson. Oh, So you're not that stacked. You just got the Benson promotion. Why, let's not.
He's got 3 RB1s. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but to give another one away. I mean, he doesn't have enough to give one away.
Exactly.
Oh, Cook. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Cook, Jason. Okay, yeah. Sorry, my fault. Yeah. You got the Benson promotions. The trading Mason makes sense. Say Brown. It's a pretty good team. Tyreek and Mason for him to get Neighbors is my counter. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Would you try and trade Benson or Mason? Are they about the same value for you, Brian?
I like Benson slightly more. I think right now they have the same value. It's just Aaron Jones is coming back. James Conner isn't.
Okay, that's true. Okay, that's true. Jason, you got anything on this?
No, I don't have anything bad. I'm kind of in the same boat with Brian.
I do like that Neighbors counter. I think that's fun and safe. I just like him more than Vlad.
You like Neighbors more than Ladd? I
do.
Okay, well, that's tough for me because if Jackson Dart, he's not supposed to be able to throw, so we're just going on his preseason QBR, which is I think second. But in the real NFL, if he's throwing for 150 every game and Herbert's throwing for 300, I mean, just
who was Neighbors QB last season?
Nobody. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
They didn't throw for much more than 150. Just all into Neighbors.
That's true. Okay, good counter. All right, Arthur says Drake May or Brock Purdy. Okay, Jason, this is all you. We got May playing Carolina, who just shed Atlanta. Is their defense good? I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. Carolina's defense is good. I actually like Drake May this week a lot. So I'm going with Drake May. I bring an objective opinion here, and despite all the turnovers last week and the kind of absolute mess that went on at Foxborough, I still like the Patriots. I still like Drake May. He's still putting up points at this point, and I don't know how healthy Brock is, so I'm going with Drake May.
Okay, that makes sense. So, Brian, so we got Atlanta and Carolina and Jacksonville. Are their defenses good? Because I think if you pulled everyone at the beginning of the year, they'd have them in the 30, 31, and 32. But they're both kind of playing good. Jacksonville's getting pressure.
As crazy as it seems, Drake May and then whoever is the San Francisco quarterback are my 3 and 4 this week.
3 and 4?
Yes. So no, they're terrible.
I don't say there are 10 other guys just tied for 1 and 2. I mean, you got Brock, you got Mac Jones as a QB4.
I do.
Obviously, Lamar and Josh Allen are 1 and 2, right?
Correct.
So Herbert, who are playing the Giants, who have I think one of the worst defenses in the league, is below Mac Jones.
Precisely.
Okay. All right. Andre, get this snippet out. Brian, you're crazy.
I've heard that many times, and then I just send a message in the group being right in a few days, and I feel good about myself. So don't worry.
Okay. So yeah, Drake May that high. Okay, so I should be starting May. Okay. Well, so Drake May or Purdy. Apparently, you can't go wrong either way. But you have Drake May by sliver.
Yeah, I got May by point and 1.4 points. So
we're not they're playing Carolina. We're not worried. Carolina just shut out Atlanta. You think that's just totally anomaly? May's going to be able to run the ball.
Atlanta's done nothing. That means nothing to me.
Okay. All right, Jason. Matt Carmody here. We got Blandon Diggs both practicing full for the Cowboys. How much does it affect the Packers wide receivers and Love if they both play? I don't know. A tiny bit? Maybe even better?
No. Absolutely not. Until the Cowboys have some semblance of a pass rush, it's affecting their secondary. Those guys aren't going to be able to cover much. Blandon Diggs are decent players, but they were 100% beneficiaries of Micah Parsons. And now he's gone. We're seeing the effects of Micah Parsons' absence. It is absolutely ugly.
The defense wasn't even good last year. I think it was 28. So it's yeah.
Yeah, Parsons missed time.
I almost like it better for Love and the wide receivers if they play, because maybe they can try and keep the game somewhat close. So Love's at least throwing in the second half. Because Green Bay's going to be pissed. They just lost to Cleveland, right? It's a real FU game, and the Packers kind of own. Love owns the Cowboys, so there's nothing Cowboys can do to dissuade me off Jordan Love this week.
The Cowboys' defense so far this season has allowed 415 yards and 5 touchdowns against deep passes so far this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blandon Diggs are also kind of like big play cornerbacks, so they might have a highlight play, but then they'll also whiff and miss on some. So, like, I think they're slightly overrated at the cornerback position, unless, like, all you care about is, like, the playmaking plays, like interceptions and that stuff.
Yeah, and I think on a bad team, like, they're just going for theirs. So he's going to probably jumping routes, right? Get one, get burned twice, but he might get the pick six and get the net.
Until proven otherwise, you need to start pass catchers against the Cowboys.
But cute dog for him.
Okay. Yeah, guys, thanks for all the questions, man. Make sure if you're on Twitter, come over to YouTube. You can like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Okay, man, Mr. Magic, we're back. Sell high, it hurts. Brian, do we sell high, it hurts? He could grab Goff and Fields on waiver right now.
I mean, it depends what you get for him. I do love me some Fields, and I do like the combination of Goff and Fields because
great combo.
Fields is very kind of high upside with that rushing. He's pretty volatile, but he's gonna win you some weeks. With Hurts, the other good part about having Hurts is you have one QB on your roster. You know you're starting him every time, and you're going to get 15 to 25 points pretty much every week with him. So there is the benefit to that, and especially, I don't know how deep your league is, but having the extra roster slot for another flex player can be very beneficial. So you really have to get a lot for Hurts.
Yeah, but Goff and Fields on waivers is probably, I'm thinking, 10-man league, right? So really, yeah. you got a stud team. So especially maybe you want to play Fields this week, playing the Dolphins, right? That could be a 30-point week for Fields. So, right, if you want to shoot the moon. Goff, you probably don't play this week. They're playing Cleveland, right?
But also in those 10-team leagues, like studs at the onesie positions make a big difference. Because if you're consistently getting 2 or 3 more points from your quarterback or tight end each week, that's huge in a 10-team league.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jason, would you sell high and Hurts? Because maybe they finally passed, but we know they're probably not going to do it again. I'd have to check the schedule.
No, I still wouldn't trade him at this point. I like Goff, but he's solid. You kind of know what you're getting with Goff every week, while Hurts' ceiling is just way higher. So I'm sticking with Jalen Hurts.
I would probably do it, but apparently I love me some bad QBs. Can we talk about quickly a couple more questions I'll get to, but how bad the QBs have been? I feel like last year these bottom tier QBs really played well. Bryce certainly played great late, but here's a crazy stat for you. Which 2 QBs have 0% completions on 20-yard passes or more?
Michael Penix has got to be one of them, I feel like.
Yep.
Is McCarthy the other?
No, he might not count, but he only played one game.
Actually, I don't even think he's through. I don't think he's thrown a pass that deep yet. Or no, he had to.
Guys who are healthy.
Joe Flacco?
That's probably a good guess. Trevor Lawrence. Flacco's got 8%.
Well, everyone drops everything for Lawrence.
Yeah. Anyone want to guess who's got the highest? It's shocking.
Fields?
Well, that would be shocking. Russell Wilson, 37%.
All he did was chuck it. He had one game of just drop back and chuck it as far as he could.
Yeah. A couple of neighbors, couple of one.
Just run him down, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
But it's just cool. I like looking at this stuff. Like Sam Darnold's at 30%. That bodes well for today. Caleb Williams, 34%, 20 plus. Right. Joe Flacco, is at 8. Mac Jones at 6. Bryce Young's at 4. Kyler Murray's 22%. Oh wow.
Should be higher if certain somebody didn't drop a wide open past 20.
It's those sophomore receivers.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say one thing on the Hurts thing. I think a good offer is Hurts for Bowers.
Ooh.
Because then you still get that onesie benefit. And Bowers has been kind of meh. Like he hasn't gone off yet. I think that would be a good sell high person for him.
Yeah, that's great. Because, Bowers, I think he's still been a little hurt. He's been playing hurt. Because we know that team's going to pass. Their secondary's crap. They can't run the ball. So Bowers' role is going to be great. And I think, maybe this is the week he's 100% healthy. That is awesome. Yeah, Bowers can kill it. Elite tight end has not been a successful strategy so far. So I'm sorry for everyone who followed me and has Trey McBride and Bowers and Kittle and other leagues like I do. All right, Arsenal just subs. Fire. Thank you. Curious what y'all think of my team. 18 team. Oh, I love that. 0.25 points per carry. Sorry. 0.25. What's this? Just a carry? One PPR,
points per carry.
Just for a carry. Okay. You got Herbert and Caleb. Well, that's nice. Saquon, Chuba, Scatterbo, nice. Tracy, Slater, Corum, Spears. This is an 18 team. You got all those running backs. Higgins, Rome, Jacoby, Tillman, Laporta, Likely. Ooh, I love that Likely stash. Jason, what do you think? What jumps out at you here? It's a nice team.
Oh man, I mean, sorry, I'm trying to unpack the whole thing, but yeah,
I can go if you want.
Right now we're good.
Yeah, I think the wide receivers are where you want to try to improve. Like, I guess it's T. Higgins. Like, T. Higgins, you hit on Rome. That was a good pick. Jacoby's solid. I think if you can almost sell high on Jacoby right now, I do think that target share is going to decrease a little bit as Brock Bowers gets more healthy. So I think that's a sell high candidate. Maybe you can see if you can do a swap where you get a slightly better running back with do the thing where you get a slightly better receiver, and then you give up a better running back, and then it's just kind of like the roster switching where you give someone else, it's a 2-for-2 running back receiver, you give them the better running back, you get back the better receiver, and try to increase that receiver position.
So what are you moving though? Would it be a sell low on Saquon? I mean, he's under 4 yards per carry. The O-line's still good, but
I think it's a Chuba Jacoby. If you can get something around Chuba Jacoby, and depending how people feel about Benson, if you could get a Benson, I don't know if they're going to accept that, but if you could get like a Trey Benson and a better
league.
Dynasty League is harder to make those trades, but especially for Benson, I don't know if I'd go there for Benson, but.
So maybe if you're trying to compete this year, do you trade Higgins, right? Because there'll be somebody who wants to compete next year with Burrow, where Higgins will have value. Because right now, this season, he probably doesn't have any value.
I mean, he's good enough for a Dynasty League. That'd be selling pretty low in Dynasty.
Okay, what about Benson? You've got to try to get Trey Benson for Higgins, even though we want to improve wide receiver, but just for value.
But again, Trey Benson, I don't know if he's going to have that workload next season. Trey Benson is very much a this year guy for me.
So I guess, you would. I guess you're trying to compete this year because it's kind of a mix. He said you got Saquon, Rome, and Scat for McLaurin, Pacheco, Jaden Blue in 2 seconds. Jesus,
not bad. Obviously, you're never going to hear me say anything bad about Scat. I think he's going to take over. I thought he was going to take over sooner rather than later for the Giants anyway. And now it's just already happening with the Tracy injury, and people are realizing, what I've seen for years, and now the rest of the country is seeing how good he actually is.
I mean, it does sound crazy, but for a dynasty, if you can get like stud value for Saquon, I don't hate it. He's hitting that age curve. I still think he's a stud, and you might miss out on a next year great season too. But if you can get some young studs, if you can maybe get another, I don't know, go for like an Egbuka and someone else, like that type of receiver or that type of rookie prospect that's kind of already proven he can do stuff, I think that would be the way to go if you wanted to make any changes.
I don't think you could get Egbuka for Saquon. I think the dynasty people get so enamored with the future prospects they kind of ignore, just the next couple of years. So
get a first rounder next year in 2027 and take either Jordan Tyson, Ryan Williams, or Jeremiah Smith.
Okay, that's a different podcast. Yeah. All right, Arthur, man, thanks. Let us know if you have any more questions about.
I mean, it's a good team overall. That's a very good team for Dynasty. 18
team. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. We're back to start 2. We like it simple over here. 18 team Dynasty League is some jet fuel. Okay, start 2. Breece Hall, Kyron Williams, Junkins. Okay, yeah. So what do we do with Junkins this week? Like, he's obviously a monster. But they're playing Detroit. Detroit was best against the run last year. They just held Henry to about 50 yards. Are we playing Judkins over its 2 studs, Breece Hall and Kyron Williams? And the Jets are playing the Dolphins, so I think we have to play Breece Hall. Brian, assume it's not a video podcast.
No.
So
I just don't think that's. It's Cleveland's offense. Let's just say they're all the same talent, which I do think is still kind of pushing it with Judkins, comparing him to Kyron and Breece. Let's just say they're all the same talent. You get Jets playing a really bad team, and then you get Kyron on the Rams. I just trust that way more.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I got Judkins. I'm dying to start him too. I just want to get him in my lineup, but I can't. If the matchups were flipped, if Judkins was playing the Dolphins and Brees was playing the Lions, would you start Judkins?
No, because Brees still gets like a 15% target share.
Okay.
So he'll just get all the dump off. Like Judkins is a good runner.
Great runner, maybe.
Great runner. But he's not as involved in the pass game, and the pass game is how you win in fantasy.
Okay. Brian. Okay, Brian. Okay. We're going 50. We're gonna go 10 more minutes, guys. So get in your questions. I will promise we'll get to them all. We love questions. Then we don't have to talk about our own leagues. Although I do love doing that. All right, Mr. Magic, which wide receiver should I try and get from Keenan and Pittman? Right, Keenan, maybe the greatest sell high wide receiver in the history of fantasy football. Ryan just loves when I do this. I just get what an idiot face. So Keenan and Pittman, Ibuka, we've been talking about him a bit. Jason, what do you think? Could you get your boy?
Can you get Pearsall for either one of them?
For both. I think it's a 2-for-1.
2-for-1? Maybe. I mean, I don't, again, you got to play the league more so than,
I mean, how do you feel about like a Brian Thomas Jr.?
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Wow. So
talking buy low, sell high.
Sell low and sell high.
So if you have Keenan, your goal, let's say you're probably doing pretty well because you got him for nothing and he's like 6. Is to say you're 3-0. Are you trying to find that 0-3 team that they need a good week now? All right. So it might be the team with Brian Thomas Jr. because they took him the first. So are you looking more for the talent or are you trying to find the team and then pick the wide receiver from there that's desperate?
It's the latter, I think. Because, like, you got to be the way most trades work is when a desperate team, like, I mean, I hate to say it, but you take advantage of someone else's desperation. Sometimes it pays off for them because maybe Keenan stays healthy the rest of the season and Pittman keeps doing what he's doing. Everybody's happy. You got the better talent. You took a calculated risk. Maybe it'll pay off. Maybe it won't. But that is the type of thing that you want to go after.
Could you get CeeDee Lamb? Would you want to?
You got to be 3-0 to make that.
Yeah.
I'd love to get CeeDee Lamb, but I would, if I'm the one on the other end of that trade, I'm not trading CeeDee Lamb for those two.
If you're 0-3?
Yeah, if you're 0-3 and you're out Lamb, like your season might be over. So never underestimate how desperate some guys are to just get on the board. Nobody wants to be 0-4, 0-5. Your league also might have a punishment for last place, right? There's also
like I said, you got to play the league, not the straight up hypothetical here.
Yeah. So I would find that we're the second worst team and try and get their probably second best wide receiver. That's what we'd do. All right, Jonathan said Superflex League. Would you trade Rodgers? So Aaron Rodgers, there's no other Rodgers, right? And McBride for Goff and Laporta. Rodgers doesn't really have any value, even in Superflex League. And it's a terrible matchup against Minnesota. I don't know. Jason, would you do this? So it's kind of like a McBride for Goff in a Superflex League with Rodgers and Laporta, just kind of,
Actually, what do you have the stack? You get the Goff and Laporta stack. That's obviously been pretty effective. The Lions have this tough matchup with the Browns like down the road. I like this a lot, so I would.
Okay. Brian, I mean, Brian's gonna go off, right? Like,
yeah, I know you love your top tier tight end, so it's hard to trade one. It's a pretty even trade. Each team could regret it a lot. I do like the idea, and I think spoke about it on Tuesday, of like trading the healthy QBs that aren't actually good. Like Matthew Stafford, great QB real life. He's just not a good fantasy QB. But because so many QBs are hurt right now, it's like, oh, that just looks so safe. I know he's going to start. I know he's going to play. And I think Rodgers is kind of in that realm as well. Golf in a 2 QB league is a great player to have because he's normally within that like QB 8 to 15 range.
Yeah, I think Goff might be for Superflex best player in this trade. Like Rodgers, like Pittsburgh's got like 150 less yards than everyone. It's just a DK Metcalf offense. Like I might look at the schedule a little bit, but I support getting off the Steelers and getting off Arizona and getting in on Detroit. So from there, it makes a lot of sense. QBs, he's got Penix and Rodgers. Oh God, Drake May, Penix, Rodgers. So
yeah, I'd do that.
Easily.
Right, to get May and Goff. I mean, you'll be a lot happier on Sundays. Mr. Magic says, I have McBride. This is why. I don't. Okay, you have McBride. I don't think that was relevant. I need a high-end running back, so I'm trying to package Hurts with Pollard for Sowens. Might have been a different question, I guess. Hurts with Pollard.
He was saying when he was to sell high, if it's worth it.
Okay, so and then you add Pollard, so you should be able to get somebody nice. One Q. The problem is, one QB leagues. It's like, oh, I got a great QB. Then you go look at all the teams, and the worst QB somebody's starting is Drake May, right? So it's like they're just not as nobody's really wants to pay to upgrade their QB a little bit. That's so.
Plus, you're getting running back level production with Hurts too, so I would say no. I wouldn't.
Oh, we already got this guy. Okay, so our last question. We'll just go for a couple more minutes, and we got to go. Who would you rather stash, Corum or Gordon? What a great question. So we got Ollie Gordon on Miami, Devin Achane, not very, healthy, conscious, and then Kyron Williams, who looks okay, has been really healthy, but he gets a ton of work. Jason, you're a more college guy. You liked Ollie Gordon, did you?
Yeah, I did. I really did, and I still like the stash here on Ollie Gordon. I was always a big believer in his talent. He just needed the right situation. So yeah, Ollie Gordon for me.
Okay, not even so. You're not thinking offense like that. Miami offense might be crap. You'd rather invest in the Rams offense if Corum gets either. It's all about one guy getting hurt, right?
Yeah, exactly. And again, Gordon. Even if he's clearly getting some touches. He scored the first touchdown of the game last week. So yeah, I'm a big believer in Gordon's talent. So I would stash Ollie Gordon here. He's the better dynasty play. Like I said, this guy last year was actually supposed to be one of the top running backs drafted, but he just fell off a cliff. But it seems like he's boomeranging back to where he should have been. Just a few months too late.
Brian?
I'm assuming this isn't dynasty. If it is dynasty, then I would do Gordon. But for this year, I actually do think I like Corum a little bit more because Ollie Gordon, it kind of seems like he has his role, and it's like the early down back. He's a bruiser. He's a runner. Achane, like he's just the passing down role. I don't know if Achane were to go down, if they would just put someone else in that passing down role. Rams offense, I do kind of trust. They always just use one guy a bunch. So Corum, if both Achane and Williams go down, I do think Corum gets some more touches and will get more of the valuable touches. I wonder if they're going to bring someone in on Miami to kind of do that passing work more.
Okay, yeah. So I think we're all kind of aligned. Probably Gordon's probably the better running back, but Corum's got the better opportunity. Okay, so this might be our last question because it looks like a doozy. All right, I traded Judy, who I never started, Addison, who I never started, and Pollard for Javonte, Ladd, and Mike Evans. Did I win? Did you do it after Mike Evans got hurt? He does not say so. Anyone, Jason? What do you think here? I mean, it's tough with Mike Evans out now.
Yeah, it definitely is with Mike. I mean, it's only a couple weeks though. We can't sit there and act like Mike Evans is out for the year. But I don't know if I would have made this trade, despite the fact you never started. You may need Judy and Addison at some point. I think Javonte Williams is a great, sell high candidate. So I don't think he's going to put up 19 or 20 points a week. Eventually, Jaden Blue will figure it out and start getting some work. I don't want to say you got totally fleeced, but I felt like the trade edges the other way.
Yeah, I think it depends what your record is, right? So at least you're going to start Ladd, put Mike on the IR. Javonte Pollard's kind of neutral, right, Brian? It's kind of a whatever.
I kind of agree. I do have one kind of question. We don't have to dig too much into it, but like, when is someone such a sell high that he becomes a buy low? If everyone thinks Javonte is such a sell high,
okay,
then it's like I kind of see myself buying him because I don't see anyone else taking over that role, and it's just such a safe role. So if I can sell a wide receiver 3, if I can sell someone who I think is equivalent value, or like a little bit less value, maybe at like a wide receiver position, I just think Javonte's so safe. I like the trade that you made. I think Ladd's the best player in that, and I think Javonte might be the second.
I just worry Javonte just about Cowboys are such a mess. They're just going to be, if they're down 14-0 after the first, they're not going to be running the ball. Although Javonte is really good in the receiving game, but it's more just a team. The boys are just an avoid for me right now. They're just gross. Okay, Jason Ortiz, we're going to get to all these, I guess. Start 2, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Warren. Do we start both Jalen's, Jason?
I'm starting Waddle and Pittman here.
Waddle and Pittman. Okay. Brian?
I think I'm going Warren and Pittman.
Okay, so Pittman must start, and then so we got Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh playing Minnesota, who's been really good against the pass, not great against the run. But the Steelers offense sucks. The Jets offense kind of sucks too. Waddle looking good. Yeah. Pittman, Warren for me, I think. And then we got Javonte, Swift, Jacoby. Okay, so I guess this is a flex. Oh, start 2. Okay, Brian, start 2. Who's out? Swift is a little banged up.
That's tough. I mean, yeah, I think with Swift a little banged up, Javonte and Jacoby. I think Jacoby's the definite. And then I just think Javonte's a little safer.
Okay, Jason?
I agree with that too. I would say DeAndre is the odd man out for me.
Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, and start 1 if no Fields this week. I think we are going to get Fields, though. So, but Penix, Gino, Rodgers, 9 a.m. game. Oh, gross. I don't know. You have to start Gino, right, Jason? Or Stafford. Jesus, I guess it's on the wire.
I'm starting Stafford.
Oh, Stafford. Okay.
I would go Gino.
Yeah, I'm a Gino guy. Maybe I might try and see if there's a stack I could do, but I'm pretty sure Fields is going to play. He practiced. He misses 1 game. He should be fine. Maybe Dart. Would you start? I heard he's a dual threat. Would you start Jackson Dart? I'd probably start Jackson Dart over all these guys.
Maybe not over Gino. I think the other 3, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a chance on it. With Brian here.
All right, last question, and then we got to go, guys. So last question from me, from you, from us. Okay, what do we do with Kyle Pitts? We can't kill him, so are we going to start him? I think the Atlanta offense has got to get on track. He's been pretty good. I'd have to dig into his stats at all, but we got Mooney back. London's going to get on track. Brian, where do you got Pitts this week?
I mean, he's a solid starter. He's a top 10 tight end. He's had an 18% target share on the season so far. Like, he's getting good usage. He's getting good usage. He has the quote unquote talent that you want to see in a tight end and the athleticism. We always say this about him, but he's at least getting a higher target share this year. I mean, you hold and maybe he gets a 2 touchdown game and you sell then, but I just don't think you're going to get the value you want after that Atlanta offensive performance I don't want to sell low on him right now.
Yeah, Jason, I don't think it's what do we do about Kyle Pitts. It's what do we do about Michael Penix?
Yeah. Put him in a lab and tell him to throw better at this point. Tell him to throw more accurately because you're killing us with Kyle Pitts and Drake London. So, yeah, he needs to improve fast.
Drake London's killing me. Chris Rossi has him, I think he's a wide receiver 38 this week on his wide receiver rankings. And I was like, Chris, you're killing me, bro. But okay. All right. Sorry, Jason, we didn't get to your props.
Yeah. So I got, 4 props for tonight, 2 from each team, really quick. So I know you didn't like them, but I don't really care. First one is Kyler Murray over 230 passing yards plus 137. I really like the value more so than
Has he gone over 230 this year?
Can't remember, but he'll get good. I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr., who's been getting just absolutely just molly whooped in the media, and rightfully so. He's really struggled. I think he gets over 70 receiving yards, and I love the value plus 226.
Has he done that this year?
I don't think so, but hey, first time for everything. And these are all on DraftKings, by the way. Kenneth Walker III, 80 total yards rushing and receiving, plus 137.
I would like that normally, but I think Walker's only had 1 grab in each of the last 2 games. I did the Thursday night preview, so I got the stats.
But you know what? McCaffrey was targeted 15 times the other day against the Cardinals. So I feel like the share is there, and he had over 100 yards. He had over 120 total yards in that game. I think Walker can do 2/3 of that. So that's kind of my logic there. It's not really vibes. I'm actually doing some math here. And, yeah, I know, right? Crazy. And lastly, Cooper Kupp, 10 plus receiving yards in the first quarter, plus 135.
Okay.
What about my favorite guy? Trey Benson, plus 122, anytime.
Anytime touchdown, Trey Benson. Plus
I did not see that one. Throw it on there. I like it.
Okay, Brian is all in on Trey Benson. I cannot wait. I have Trey Benson, so I can't root against it. So this puts me in a delicate position. Okay, guys, we've gotten over an hour. We got to go, but check us out Sunday morning. We'll be doing podcast 10:30 and back in next Tuesday. So this is great. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Go. Who are we cheering for, Jason? Do we care?
A lot of
Go
points.
Birds, right?
Yeah, exactly. Bird game, go Birds. A lot of offense. Just a lot of offense. Either way, the Niners have a tiebreaker on both of them.
There we go. That's what I want.